Paper was like gold in medieval times.
Oh, not tobacco, sugar.
That everything we thought we knew about the world might turn out to be completely wrong.
I'm on a green mission from Singapore to an orphanage in Cambodia. They have no reliable energy supply, but I found a machine that can make a huge difference to their lives. It converts used cooking oil to biofuel. And to prove it can work, I'm going to power my car with biofuel and drive over 2,000 kilometers to Cambodia, converting oil along the way. I won't just be buying dinner. I'm going to be asking for the oil it was cooked in to fill my tank. So far, I've covered over 400 kilometers from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur. Only another 2,000 kilometers to go to Cambodia. Getting used cooking oil in Kuala Lumpur has been really hard. Apparently, lots of food retailers already sell their oil to people who use it in making soap, candles, and animal feed. Some even bleach and filter it to add to fresh cooking oil. Not a healthy option. My savior has been Vinesh, who I met the other day. He's a local biodiesel manufacturer who collects and processes used cooking oil. Luckily, I can fuel up at his place before leaving Kuala Lumpur to continue my journey north. Hey Vinesh.
Hey Sean, how are you?
Good to see you again. Thanks for the oil yesterday.
No problem.
But I need a bit more fuel for Big Betty.
You've named the car now?
Big Betty, she's got a big appetite, this one.
Really?
Yesterday, okay. Whoops.
Yep.
So,
Over there?
Big Betty is thirsty. The biodiesel's going in.
Yep.
But I can really smell this pungent sort of chicken. I think this is the chicken
Rancid
vat, right?
chicken.
The rancid chicken.
Yeah.
Is that gonna stay with all the diesel?
Yeah, all the biodiesel we produce smells of the food that it was cooked in. And at the end, after the diesel's burnt, you can even smell it at the exhaust, at the tailpipe.
I don't believe it.
Try it. After you fueled up, start your engine. I'll rev the car for you. Have a good smell.
Yeah, I can smell it. I mean, normally with diesel, you couldn't get this close to the exhaust pipe because it'd be soot in your face.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean. Look at that. There's nothing. All I can smell is chicken. Getting a blow dry with chicken. Not bad, huh? Look how clean that is. I mean, really, it's nothing on my face. I'm impressed. To give me further proof of how clean and efficient biodiesel is, Vinesh sets up another demonstration.
Right, Sean, the red one's going to be running on diesel.
Okay.
And the black one's going to be running on biodiesel.
Right, so this is standard diesel you get from the petrol station.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start it up.
And you'll see the difference in the exhaust emission.
Okay. So you can see from that little demonstration just how much dirtier fossil fuel diesel is compared to biodiesel. I mean, the exhaust coming out of there, that's cleaner than the air I breathe in Hong Kong. This, you smell the heavy particles, the stuff that gives you breathing problems, and maybe it's even carcinogenic if you breathe in for too long. So overall, by using biodiesel compared to normal diesel, what kind of carbon reductions are we getting?
If you're using post-consumer biodiesel, that's from used cooking oil, you've got about an 80% emission reduction. If you're using virgin biodiesel, that's from new cooking oil, you will get about a 50% emission reduction.
So that's an incredible statistic. I'm getting an 80% CO2 reduction in emissions by driving on this road trip using biodiesel. Okay, Vinesh, I think we filled her up. Big Betty's appetite has been satiated.
Where are you going next?
Heading up to Penang, I think, along the coastline. Have you got any recommendations about where I should go and visit?
I've heard of a company up there that's converting pig manure to natural gas to run vehicles. I could hook you up.
Okay. Thanks again, Vinesh.
No problem.
I'll be on my way, yeah?
Have a good trip.
I'll check out that pig farm later on my trip. But first, I'm heading to the state of Perak, 2 hours away. There, I'm going to have a real adventure, traveling another hour on rough roads to visit a tribal community called the Orang Asli. Traditionally, these people have relied on natural resources for their food, water, building materials and medicines. But over time, intensive commercial development, especially of latex rubber crops, has destroyed their resources. The Orang Asli community, who are the indigenous people of Malaysia, have always been very keen on sustainable living. So that's why I'm going there to see how they do it and what kind of skills they have. Because the Orang Asli often live in poverty in remote rural areas, adaptability and sustainability are crucial to their survival. So I've been really fortunate that one of the members of the Orang Asli community has invited me to their family home for dinner. This is going to be a great opportunity to go inside and see how they live. Hi! Hi, good to see you. Thanks again for inviting us to your home. Hi! While being introduced to the family, I can't help noticing the materials they use to build their home. Everything's made from the local environment. You got the roof made of palm leaves and branches, and you got the flooring made out of bamboo, and then the hard structural stuff made from the local timber. By and large, the Orang Asli only take what they need from the land for subsistence living, leaving the rest for future use. Hygienic, even in the jungle. So I'm really honored to be here because this is a huge privilege. They've cooked a lot of food tonight for me, and as the guest, I'm meant to eat first. But let me just point out what we have here. We have some river fish, we have some banana flour, we have a bit of papaya, and we have some fern, and also some salted fish, some sea fish. It looks really yummy, and I can't wait to get started. So let's get going. Get a bit of this. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's try it. And of course, there's nothing quite like finishing off dinner with the king of fruit. Making a small living from their organic durians enables the Orang Asli to buy fuel to power their motorbikes and generators. Oh. It's smelly. Okay, I've always avoided this fruit, so this is the first time. I guess I have to because they've offered it to me. Thank you. Oh, it's nice. Okay. It's good. Okay. Yeah, very good. I couldn't resist. I saw this inside the house and I begged them to show me how to use one of these blowpipes. They actually still hunt with these blowpipes and kill small animals such as squirrels, which they then eat. So Bayong's going to demonstrate to me how to use a blowpipe. Bayong, let's blow away. Wow, that is precise. That's amazing. These darts are tainted with a deadly toxin from a local tree sap, or from the sap of a local tree rather. So this will kill a small animal such as a squirrel. I'm going to give this a try, make sure I don't shoot anyone. Yeah! After hanging out at home with the Orang Asli, it's time for me to find out more about their eco-lifestyle. In 2007, Malaysian Care, an NGO, introduced them to commercial methods of agriculture to help them conserve their traditional forest resources. So what we're doing here is taking a graft from a high-yielding latex rubber plant, taking that graft and putting it literally onto another seedling, so that when they cut off the top bit here, the seedling from the high-yield latex tree will grow. So you're kind of like using this as a springboard to get high-yielding trees, which the villagers can then grow. So you can see here, as soon as I cut, it looked really easy, but I'm trying to do this without cutting my finger off.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Yeah?
Yep. And
Okay.
don't touch the inside part.
Oh.
When you touch it, you contaminate it.
Oh, I think I contaminated it. Will this still work? I have to do it again. Okay, so there we go.
And you use this one.
Oh. Don't get up. Clearly, I'm not destined to be part of the Orang Asli community. The Orang Asli's biodiverse forest is their supermarket, so focusing purely on growing latex rubber won't allow them to live sustainably. Natural, sustainable living is all about living without chemicals, those nasty things created in chemistry labs. So I'm not going to spray on any mosquito spray that you can buy from a convenience store. I'm just going to use good old lemongrass and put it here in my pocket. And apparently, this works even better than normal spray. Nature's technology, like a little tail. Woo! Now, besides plants, the Orang Asli are also taught how to create an ongoing living from rearing goats. So I'm at the community goat farm, and I'm here with Billy Girl, who's a month old. She was just eating some of my lemongrass just now. What they do here is breed the goats and then give them to the villagers, the Orang Asli tribe, so that they can breed them and sell them and generate income. Yeah, boy. Get him some greens. Mummy always said, eat your greens. Yes, they're very personable, almost human-like.
They understand.
Yeah, they understand. Got a lot of character, huh? So you'll notice that this farm is built on stilts, and there are two reasons for that. One, we're actually here on a hill, but secondly, the manure can drop down to the ground below. They can then take that manure, put it in the composting heap, and then use that to fertilize the napier grass, which they then feed back to the goats. A fully sustainable cycle. Inspired by the Orang Asli community, I feel recharged, and it's time to get back on my long eco journey towards Cambodia. From Perak, I'm traveling up to the northwest coast of Peninsular Malaysia. So I'm on the ferry to the island of Penang, famous for its food, UNESCO heritage sites, and also for being one of the greenest states in Malaysia. Penang has some of the most densely populated areas in the country, and yet it's earned the title of the most livable city in Malaysia. While the total car numbers on Malaysia's roads have increased drastically, Penang's car population has stayed pretty much the same over the last decade. This is good news. With Penang embracing more public transport, it's reducing fuel consumption. Electric trams and trolley buses used to ply the streets here. But today, the oldest means of transport left is the Penang ferry service, which has operated every day since 1920, carrying passengers, cars and motorcycles. Behind me is Komtar Tower, Penang's tallest building and home to the local government. And the reason why I'm heading there is to meet the Chief Minister to interview him about Penang's green policies. Lim Guang Eng is the 4th Chief Minister of Penang, and one of his green initiatives is to ban the use of plastic bags one day every week. Do you see a greener future for Penang?
Oh, definitely. This is one of the sunrise industry that we are focusing on. Part of the new culture that we want to establish in Penang. And the green industry or green technology is just a happy byproduct. So whether we benefit in monetary terms or not, I think it's not as important as ensuring that the people lives green and of course stays green.
In Penang alone, there are 1,700 heritage buildings. So conservation is key when it comes to city planning, giving this island its unrivaled charm. Within this throwaway culture that we've developed, it's heartwarming to see some sterling examples of preservation. But after a long day on the road, I'm getting weary and in desperate need of a soak in the sea. Penang's beaches are so important to the island's tourism that keeping them pristine is vital. It's also a great place to find food, sometimes even for free. Hi, excuse me. Could I buy this from you? Because I need some food.
You want you take this money?
Oh, really? No, I can give you money.
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
I give free.
Okay. All right, thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I got food. I got fish. See you later. Woo! As the sun goes down, I find enough driftwood to cook my fish. Sustainable living at its best. Not hard to do and very rewarding. There's nothing quite like being on a beach, lighting a fire, the crackling of the leaves, the crashing of the waves, the sun going down, and cooking food that's been caught on the very same beach. This is as natural as it gets. I am absolutely famished, so this may be the smallest fish that you could possibly catch, but I am salivating. It's beautiful. Satiated by my fresh fish on Penang's beach, I head back into town to hunt for more oil. Although Big Betty has a half tank left in her, I'm taking no chances this time. So I rush to a hawker center to see if I can get some waste oil from my biodiesel converter to fill my tank. I'm driving to Cambodia on biodiesel, so I need some waste oil, like old cooking oil, which I can convert into fuel. We struck gold, baby, look at this. Thank you. Oh, baby, bring me the gold, yeah. Look at that grind. That's a lot of oil. Final stop, I'm done here. I'm gonna head back to the car. What a night. It's time to leave Penang Island and head back to the mainland, where I'll be checking out Penang's premier biogas facility. It's based in, of all places, a pig farm. This is where they convert pig manure into methane gas, which is very interesting. Most people look at pigs and cows as sources of food, but they're also sources of fuel. Pig manure produces high levels of methane gas, which can be harnessed and then converted into electricity and fuel. Left alone though, methane contributes to global warming and pollutes the planet. So I was on the highway and I was getting a bit bored, so I thought I'd take Big Betty on a little walk. I took turning off the highway and took this little side road, which is taking me into this rainforest part, and now we're up this hill. So I'm just gonna go all the way to the top and let's see if we can get a good view. This is so much fun. This is a little boy's dream, going through a forest in a 4x4. Yeehaw! Woo! Wow, look at this view. This is incredible. Hello, Penang! What a fantastic ride. I did it. I finally emerged from the jungle to arrive at Fat Buster's biogas farm. Wow, that smell is really pungent and quite overwhelming. About 2 years ago, Mr. Ter Yun Da found out that pig farmers pay good money to get rid of their animal waste. So he and his partner sourced machines that collect methane from manure. This methane gas now supplies power to the pig farm itself and serves as a budding business model to show other farmers how they can turn their pig manure into energy, saving costs and helping the planet in the long run. Now let's go and get some pig poo. The smell is overwhelming. It just makes me want to retch. Oh my God. Oh. My spade broke. Didn't make life worse. I told you, to be green, you gotta be me. Okay, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! My glasses! No!
I'll help you.
Yeah, not my glasses. Okay. Oink, oink. So we just dunk it in here?
Yeah, just right.
With my hands?
Yeah,
okay.
with your hand.
Oh wow, it's really warm. It's really hot. It's a weird feeling. It's hot,
That's
moist. I just squish this in here.
Yeah.
A day's worth of poo from one pig can power a 100-watt light bulb for 20 hours. To get the equivalent of a full tank of petrol or diesel, about 1,000 kilos of poo would be needed. So you literally take all that pig manure and you stuff it in here every day yourself?
Every day.
It feels like dough. I know that's weird to say. Nice little char bao coming up. Yeah, there you go, yum. And I can see a few maggots around. Oh, the day is just getting better and better.
I see you're getting used to the smell already.
I'm getting used to it. A gentleman from England, this is not how I thought things would turn out, shoveling pig poo. Once you get used to the smell, it's not that bad.
Okay, now we've got the water coming in. I'm going to turn on the shredder so that all this dry manure will go into the Oh,
This machine takes 300 kilos of manure per day and creates 1,500 cubic meters of methane. To put things in perspective, at this farm alone there are 14,000 pigs, and they alone create 28,000 kilos of manure per day. Just think about how much waste that is. I think I put a bit too much water in here and we're now overflowing with pig poo. You know when you block the toilet at home? Well, this is like an extreme version. You know when you're hoping it doesn't overflow? This is that times 100. Finally, we got all the pig poo in. This would all get fed through into this massive anaerobic chamber where the enzymes and microbes digest it and it ferments. And from there, we get all the methane, which comes into this balloon enclosure where the methane is stored and then picked up for cooking gas and also for transportation. I've done some pretty smelly things in my life, and that's got to top them all. But the reason why it's important to know about this is because agriculture creates a huge amount of greenhouse gases, and methane is 23 times more harmful than CO2. So by doing this, we're harnessing what would potentially be waste and using that methane to then go back into the power grid. The methane gas can power a generator. This generator, in turn, will allow me to power up my waste oil converter. This way, I reduce my carbon footprint for the rest of my journey up north. Start her up. Well, there we go. And now, hit the switch. Look, the light's on. Welcome to the dawn of crew power. It's time to pour my used cooking oil into the converter. Then heat it up and add the necessary additives to convert it into biofuel. So after 2 hours of conversion, I finally got my 10 liters of biodiesel. It's about time to get out of here. Been at this pig farm for about 5 hours, wallowing in the stench of pig poo, so I can't wait. As I leave Malaysia on the highway, everything seems to be running smoothly until disaster strikes. Big Betty runs into engine trouble, and I can't figure out why. They don't make cars like they used to.